Okay, welcome everyone to another one of our webinars. We're back so soon, but this is such a hot subject that we felt that we can't really wait another week or a month. Typically we do these every 2 weeks or once a month, but there's so many questions that are coming across about these news, project, Microsoft Project Online, end of life, that there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry. Customers are asking questions, am I going to make it in time? What do we need to do? So we're just trying to get, as much information to you as possible. So today we're actually lucky to be joined by one of our premier partners, FluentPro. So we're just gonna pretty much have, experts on for you. Alex Rodov, of course, is our SME and very familiar, has been around Project Online for 12 plus years. And so is Antov Kravtsov from FluentPro. So certainly we hope that we bring forth some valuable information for you. So without further ado, maybe let me hand this over to, I guess, Alex first, maybe for a quick introduction, and then hopefully we'll have a great conversation. When I say conversation, please raise your hands. We can open up the mic. Obviously, for you watching on YouTube, you can just leave us some comments and we'll address them. And do subscribe and like so we can bring some more valuable content to you. And leave your questions in chat. We'll address them as they come in. Or, like I said, raise your hand and I'll open up the mic and you can just ask. All right, Alex, the stage is all yours.
Yeah, thanks, Yuri. Thanks, Yuri. Thanks, Anton, for joining us today. Thanks, everybody. Who's I think to see the people still trickling in, so we'll let them to come in. And today is well, the topic is obvious that Project Online is dead, and well, we'll be dead pretty soon. And we're talking about the future, and we called our friend, old friend Anton from FluentPro to talk about tools, bad and good, and history, and what the future may look like. We'll try to cover as much as we can, and this is very much conversational. Speaking of which, before I introduce, we'll let Anton to introduce himself more. For those of you who are on YouTube, just put those comments. As you watch, we're going to try to live reply to those if we can. Anyway, um, this is a conversational webinar, podcast, video podcast, if you will. So this is something that we started doing. And Anton, hey,
Yeah,
how
yeah.
are you?
Hi, Alex. Hi, Alex Yuri. Thank you for having me here. Happy to join. So, quick background. We are Microsoft partner, Gold partner, and we've been working with Microsoft Project Online since uh, probably 2010. And we did one of the very first implementation of Project Online actually inside of Microsoft. What the Fluent Pro did is we built a number of products for migration, and we are leader in this space. We performed like over 2,000 migration from Project Server to Project Online, for Project Online to Project for the Web, and we have complete tool set for all those migrations. So we have more than 15 years of experience working with Project Server, Project Online, and protecting and migrating the data between the platforms.
Yeah, I think we should. That's it. I mean, we may just close the webinar.
No, I'm sure that we have questions.
um, Look, yeah, it's if you are, I guess if any of you who is watching, have been managing or working with Project Online, on the implementation side or training side, and not knowing Anton, and here he is.
Yeah, okay,
um,
perfect.
yeah, I remember back in the day, you guys were doing one of those tools that all the partners were started using. I forget what's the name. What's the name of those tools? Remember? You should remember.
Yeah, it's definitely the tool is called the Fluent Book, so everyone is using for all the
No,
migrations.
before the Fluent Books.
So
Before.
actually, we did for Microsoft, we did some quick starters or solution starters that everyone was using, some snippets for the code that help
Yeah.
customers kind of like to get more out of Project Online. We did it together for Microsoft.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So look, I mean, it's funny that I know you for, as long as I re remember my professional career, even before both of us got into
Yes,
the project space. And it's funny that we're gonna outlive the project.
the project. Yeah, that's surprising. Yeah, at least Project Online. I don't know about the project,
Uh,
but Project Online for sure.
yeah. So maybe let's just break it down a little bit for those who don't know all the details. Again, Microsoft have announced that Project Online will go offline at the end of September of 2026, right? Next year, basically in a year from now.
That's correct.
When you're gonna try to log into Project Online, there's gonna be some kind of oops picture there. So the link is not gonna work, meaning that data behind it also will not be accessible. And there's a couple nuances. Not everything is going offline. The project sites, and I'm gonna tell the way the way I usually talk to customers, and then Anton, you just add fill the
Sure.
gaps. I'll purposely leave some gaps for you to fill. Uh, and so the project sites, as part of the SharePoint content, will stay. Okay, so they're kind of attached to projects. So when the project is going to be gone, but the project site content, which is documents, I'm assuming some of the risks, issues, documents, right, on those sites will stay. Well, they will be available. They will be kind of hanging there without sort of knowing what to do with themselves. But physically, you can still be able to retrieve that information, as well as the MS Project desktop, right? The actual desktop, the tool, is staying available. So it's harder to kill though too, right? Because when it's sitting installed on your desk, and Microsoft is still going to provide Microsoft Project Desktop, and yeah, that's in a nutshell, right?
No, that's correct. And I still kind of like don't know, like if, for example, the data interface for getting the data will be there or not. Probably not, I assume. So shutdown means the complete shutdown. But yes, sites are there. And because it's just a SharePoint site and that link to Microsoft project, it was kind of like from Microsoft project site. So your files, your risk issues, any customization that you made to sites, they will be still there. So kind of no worries there. But yeah, project will be gone, and you need to make sure that your data is moved to another platform, or at least for compliance that you have a backup of the data somewhere. Download the MPP file. So yeah, it's kind of like 12 months left. It's not that much time. An example, kind of I feel the pain. We already have a lot of discussion with the customers. For example, right now with FluentPro, we have more than 250 customers who use Project Online and backup, and many of them like have thousands of projects and tens of PWAs. And it's a painful event to plan properly the migration and protect the data because it's disrupting operation. So it is challenging. It's challenging topic for many organizations, especially with large set of data. And unfortunately, from Microsoft, and kind of like I have to say this, is like we love the Project for the Apple Planner Premium experience, but it's not to kind of like for large enterprises or for large projects. It's It's nice
Yeah.
tool for matter work management, but you can run some of the enterprise projects there, but not all.
Yeah,
And
let's
so
let's talk about
yeah.
let's talk
Yeah.
about the options, to migrate to. Let's just focus on Project Online a little bit
Okay.
more.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously there's the whole universe of things that is out there besides Microsoft, right?
Yeah.
That you can go to and replace your current Project Online project management system with. I don't want to necessarily call out a competition there, but it's
Plenty.
there, right?
It's plenty.
So, but if just from the FluentPro tools and capabilities within Project Online, so you're saying that if I don't want to move anywhere, but I don't want to keep my data, can I use FluentPro just to dump my data into FluentPro somewhere and then decide later what I'm going to do with this? I just don't want to lose the data, but let's just say I don't have a decision where am I going to, where I'm going to migrate to. Can I just preserve what I have right now in Project Online with FluentPro?
Yes, you can. So we have a solution called G Suite, and it's pretty much kind of like in simple world, it's a backup for Project Online. So what you can do, you can back up your projects, and we give an option to extract the data or download this as MPP file. So that's an option. But again, I would say that it's a temporary solution. It's just to preserve the data for just in case. And it looks like we have a lot of customers, and probably it will be alive for a while. So yeah, that's one option. But I believe much safer bet is definitely to decide to move to one of the platform, because again, like you need to keep running your organization and run projects. So you need to
Yeah.
have a transition path.
So here's another question for you. So, okay, well, Project Online is going down and we're going to move somewhere. Let's talk about where we're going to move to. And I think there's like two major directions that Microsoft is, and we're going to break down a little bit more those directions. But one of the directions is hard to break down. One direction is to move kind of to the future, like to more modern tools. Let's just not talk about like which ones, but let's just say more modern tools, right? Cloud-based modern tools, and Planner is one of them, and well, others are there too. And then there's like completely backwards to my understanding, to Project Server.
Yeah.
I mean, I cannot. I really try not to laugh when this conversation start. During with the customer, and they start seriously discussing going to Project Server. I almost like hold myself, from laughing, because like I just don't understand. Like, why would you go to Project Server, right? At this point of where we are with AI and all the modern tools. What would you think? Why would you think anyone should consider
So
going to Project
actually,
Server?
Alex, I'll give you one, and Anton, correct me if I'm wrong. What if I use timesheets? What choice do I have on Project Online?
Actually, a lot of choices. So I believe there are many options. So
Well, besides one of your
so
solutions, let's say I want to go to Microsoft platform, right?
okay.
I'll preface that.
Mhm.
And I have timesheets, but I want to stay on Microsoft platform.
So Microsoft provides the timesheet experience through Dynamics. Like you can use it, and there is a standard experience. So absolutely, for example, if you move it, I don't say that it's kind of like can be best experience and best user experience and most simple to use, but timesheets are there, and you can use through Dynamics report the time on task in Microsoft project. So that's one
That
option.
must be a very
But
expensive solution, isn't it?
it is expensive, yeah. So, but if you talk about kind of like why companies might use to Project Server, is that let's imagine the organization with 10,000 users and 10,000 users, and they use Microsoft Project Online right now to run projects. And kind of like you can go to any large organization from S&P 500 that still use Microsoft Project Online, and there are hundreds of them. And imagine kind of like to move data to another platform and re-educate every user how to use new tools. So that can be one of the kind of like probably from my book, kind of like one of the biggest factors when companies can consider staying with project server. You can still host in the cloud. You can run it on Microsoft infrastructure. Yes, you need to have your admin team to manage it, and that's another kind of big pain point. But keeping the friendly experience, same project center, using the Microsoft Project Client to publish your project. So it's in short term avoiding the ability to re-educate or need to re-educate your huge multi-thousand user base. That can be and one of the leading factors, at least in my book. So kind of can because it's a challenge, it's change management in organization, especially like introducing this new tool. It's a big challenge. It is
Even
a big
though
challenge.
even though that creates more technical debt, even though
Yes.
it's a step back.
Yes.
So for you, so you're saying if your current project online operations are large enough and complex enough to be changed within that limited time frame that we have left, then project server could be a viable option.
Could be an option. Yeah, could be an option. Another point that, for example, many organizations already had some internal plans to transition into something else. Then probably I would kind of like if you already maybe made your research and made a selection of the tool, maybe you just need to go like heads down in that direction and just execute that migration plan to another vendor, another platform, whatever it could be. But for some organization, project server can be, especially for large companies, it can be a good destination. By the way, for example, like you love, but we keep doing the migration. Right now, I believe the FluentPro is doing two migrations from Project Server to Project Online because like when Microsoft notes, they are like right now we are on the final stage and customers still move. Last year, we did several migration, in fact, from Project Online to Project Server 2019. So companies keep moving in all direction all the time and making those decisions. So I'm sure that there are hundreds of enterprises that they still use Project Server to run their projects,
Yeah. No,
and
that's
they probably feel happy right now. They don't have to do anything.
yeah, they must have the project online migration on the map for 2026. And now
Yeah,
they don't have the budget line item. It goes back to
yeah,
the bank.
yeah.
So yeah, that's very interesting. So and I purposely don't really want to talk about, like where would you migrate to. I would rather much, have our audience to, ask this question, or maybe we can just follow up with anyone who would like to know what is it our opinion about, like where would we want to migrate. And I'm sure, my opinions are, going to lean towards one way. Your opinion is going to lean towards the other
Mhm.
way. We both can mention PPM Express as one of the options
Yeah.
that is out there. We gladly work with you guys on implementations of that great solution. But again, there's a I don't want to create the like the conversation towards like, oh, we're recommending to move towards a
Mhm.
specific one solution. I
Yeah,
mean, you have everyone should do their own due diligence, right?
yeah,
Pick the
absolutely.
right tool for the company, pick the right tool for the circumstance. You Microsoft heavy or light, you're not tied to Microsoft as much. But I'd like to ask you a couple of questions about like why would what's really behind that move, just so everybody understand, like in a lot of times Microsoft is hard to understand, but in reality Microsoft doesn't do anything, you know uh they think things through I mean, it may seem like they don't, but they they do things based on certain information. They do things because of the certain technology being outdated, and largely at the end of the day, it gets to the money, right? They're invest into things that they think are more advantageous for them, more profitable for them
Mhm.
long
Yeah.
term. So what do you think? Starting from given the journey of and we had a good ride with
Yeah.
the project online, and we're having another ride with other Microsoft tools, or not Microsoft tools. But what do you think Microsoft thought process was, or business reasoning was behind basically taking project online behind the barn and and shoot it?
So let's be fair. Microsoft started talking about the decommissioning project online in 2018. So when they started all the discussion about project for the web. And the reason for that is many do not remember the Project Central and Project Server 2007. So Project Online is pretty much kind of like a very old code running in a cloud hosted by Microsoft, but it was kind of like it was patched and supported, but it was never kind of like written from the scratch, I would call. So we're talking about the 15, 20 years old code base that is simply outdated from technology standpoint.
Anton,
And I'm
I'm
sure
sorry.
that
I'm sorry. 2007. It's almost 20 years.
yes, that's exactly. I'm saying that it's 20 years old customer, code base,
Yeah.
which is outdated and running on the old infrastructure. So that's a probably main reason for Microsoft. And definitely a lot of customers migrated some of their data to project for the web or Planner Premium, how it's called right now, when Microsoft introduced it, but still kind of companies use. And uh, Microsoft provided some guidance, kind of like they did it like many times that they all the investment are done on new platform. They're not investing a single dollar into project online, and uh, everyone expected that it would happen. Like nobody knew when, and right now we know when it's going to happen. So in terms of what we did as FluentPro, so first of all, like we have a standard solution for migrating to project for the web as well, to Planner Premium. It's called the projectmigrator.com. You can find it on our website. So it's fully automated tool where you can move, publish your project to project for the web or Planner Premium and kind of continue using. It's one major tool used for migration, and it's available. And if you decide to go with Project Server, it's also kind of like a solution called Fluent Books from Fluent Pro. You can move. It's a desktop application that requires some technical assistance and expertise, and a lot of partners have that expertise. And Trust IT Group, also one of our partners. And you can use a tool to move your data from Project Online to Project Server as one of the destinations. So you are not left alone. Kind of there are tools. They save time. They kind of like you don't have to do it manually. System tools can help you to move the data.
Gentlemen, sorry for the interruption because this is a really good sort of a debate. Where do I move? Which platform? In listening to your conversation, I created a quick poll. It's literally one question. It's anonymous. I'm going to launch it now just to get an opinion from our audience. What do they think? And we could share the data with you. If you could take just a few seconds and complete the poll, you should all see it. Like I said, it's anonymous, just to get a sense of us, our expert opinion, and what the audience is moving towards. So let's give everybody a few more seconds, and then I'll close it down. We're getting some answers, and then I could share it. Looks like everyone are done. So let me go ahead and share the poll. Okay, so I don't know if you could see it.
Yeah.
I
I
just
mean,
shared it.
I see the whole thing because we're
Okay.
panelists, but I think yeah, you're sharing.
Well, just to let everybody know, So 50% of the people are going to Power Platform, 33% to Project Server. No one is going away from Microsoft. Everybody's staying on Microsoft, and actually 17% are not migrating at all. I guess
That's interesting.
maybe they think that Microsoft will change their mind.
And maybe not migrating, it means that simply maybe companies don't have to move the data, but they will start from the scratch on another tool. So that can be a scenario as well, because it's a valid point. Maybe sometimes it's too expensive to move data and transition, and maybe you don't need that old luggage, and you can start new project from the new platform just right now. Let the project complete in Project Online for right now, but you already start using new platform from the from the day one. So that's also kind of very valid option.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think Microsoft cares about project management at all?
Microsoft made investments in kind of like the question is, I don't think that they do care about project management, but the question is like, do they take into interest kind of like 1,000 enterprise customers or millions of users on the project for the web platform, Planner platform? So kind of for them, probably the point here is to give a modern tool to millions of users. It's high priorities and serve small group of large enterprises managing super complex projects. So it's priority for Microsoft, and I believe they kind of like actions speak for themselves. So I believe they do. People still need work. They still need to manage work.
So I guess maybe it's important to split the whole effort of Microsoft, and we Microsoft partners, and we just work on this part of the tech. So there's this Azure and cloud, right, set of tools, and where Microsoft put a lot of effort to grow, right, and then a lot of investments go in there. That is definitely a whole separate kind of area, although it's now more intermingled with others. But when I'm from the business perspective, where they have the cloud business, and then you have business application area, right? And this is where we have all the tools such as productivity, such as Office 365, Copilot, and on and on, and then there's Dynamics, there's a great slides, better than explaining that I am, but I'm just trying to kind of put my words together and say that there's a whole business application suite, which is started with CDS, Common Data Service, back in the day, right? And then grew into the Dataverse, right? Now it's a Dataverse. So basically, which is now called Power Apps and Power Platform. But the business applications such as Dynamics and Project Operations is one of them, right? Is where Microsoft is banking on building business applications on, right?
Yeah, for business users and the enterprises. Yeah, that's correct.
And business user enterprise, and see they do make their way to smaller players with Office 365. You have a lot of mid-sized businesses are using Office 365, Copilot including, and being productive. So I guess this is is it what Microsoft is switching to, right? So he's shutting down one thing and he's putting all the eggs into that business productivity, Power Apps, Power Platform space, where productivity tools such as project management tools will be created. Well, already created, kind of thing. But this is where
I believe so. I agree. Kind of like Microsoft is going into that direction again. You can see from investments, Microsoft keep investing into Power Platforms. They keep investing in Dynamics. They keep investing to AI. They keep investing, let's be fair, into Planner. I'm sure that there are some exciting features on the roadmap. But again, one of the kind of like I think one of the Project Online was a great solution for enterprises for strategic portfolio management. And unfortunately, Microsoft is not on any of the Gartner quadrants, not for adaptive project management and reporting, not on strategic portfolio management platform. So they're becoming just another, unfortunately, yet another niche tool player that has lightweight modern work management tool. And for large enterprises, they need different capabilities. And it's totally fine. And I believe most of the platforms right now that offer the private portfolio management capabilities, strategic portfolio management capabilities, in most cases, they have some integration components that really they don't care where your schedule is managed. And it can be, for example, you can use tool from big SPM players and have your projects living in Microsoft Planner or Monday.com or Microsoft Planner Premium or anywhere. But unfortunately, Microsoft is no longer player in this space because they decided not to invest. For us as partners, that's kind of like sad news, but we use it from 2018 again.
Yeah.
That will go in this direction, and it looks like it didn't change based on all the communication and the roadmap that we see for Planner. It's still a lightweight work management tool for modern citizen PMs. That's kind of like was the story for Microsoft for
Right.
a long time, for 7 years already.
The citizen project manager, that was the term, and
Yeah.
accidental project manager
Accidental
was,
project managers. Yeah.
yeah.
So it's a shift. It's a paradigm shift, but it happened a long time ago for Microsoft.
Yeah, and I think overall, Microsoft is likely taking more market as the utility provider, like basically creating the platform more so than a specific business solution. So basically, it creates that power platform that is capable of many different enterprise, capable of hosting and running and building
Mhm.
Enterprise solutions on top of. So partners like ourselves, like you, would build solutions on top of that to provide those scale solutions. And different companies need different scale, and that's resilient enough to accommodate starting from a small business all the way up to the Fortune 50. That's really scalable, and I think they're doing a great job, by investing into the Power Platform. So as we invest into our Power Platform, invest our time and resources and skills, to be able to accommodate and provide solutions on top. We ran out of time.
Yeah.
I do want to encourage everybody who's watching to ask for, for a quick meeting, or you can. I'm sure there's a lot of description on the YouTube channel, or maybe a follow-up email that would come out from this webinar, where you would be able to request a quick call, and we can. I know we have this free call to talk about like your situation and free assessment. I don't know if you
Yeah, and
guys
I
have.
posted all the links into the chat for the
Yeah, and
assessment.
we work with Anton, as I said, even before we got into the project space. So it's a pleasure working with you, Anton, and your team. It's great team, awesome talent, awesome tools. So if you have any questions about the tools, any questions about the change management, any questions about the business process, challenges, we'll try to put as much content as we can as far as to cover additional topics that come with it. But do we have any questions, Yuri?
No, not questions at this point. And like Alex said, did reach put our email, our contact email. You can rewatch this video on YouTube, and other past webinars are there also. And all the links will be available on YouTube also. And of course, you know where to find us, trusteditgroup.com.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
of course, Trust IT Group and FluentPro. Anton, pleasure having you.
Thank
with
you,
us,
Anton.
enjoying the conversation. I hope we'll see you soon next time.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. Anytime, and for users, for attendees. So, if you want to learn about our product, go to fluentpro.com. It's fluentpro.com. We have more materials for project online migration, or you can reach out anytime, as Alex mentioned, to Trust IT. They're our partner, and they can help with all the migration. So feel free to reach out. Thank you for having me.
All right. Thanks, Anton, Yuri.
all.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay. Bye.
We'll see you later.